These are the topics which includes in this chapter. The first topics is heredity and heredity changes. So let's study about the heredity. So what do you mean by heredity? Heredity is a transfer of biological character or traits from one generation to the another generation via genes. We all know that the characters or traits. Trait means or the character means is a skin color, hair style. These are the characters which can be transferred from one generation to the another generation, from parents to a offspring via genes. And we all know that the genes is a segment of DNA. A DNA contains a sequence of that traits. So Mendel's are a father of genetics. We propose that terms is a genetics around the 1886. So what is trait and characters? Like examples you can say we studied in last slide, that is skin color, hairstyle and etc. character or traits. So there are the two types of characters or traits. So first is one is a inherited and second one is a acquired. The first one inherited. Inherited means those traits which can be passed and which can be transferred from one generation to the another generation. Like example, if a skin color, hairstyle, and height of a person. These are the traits which can be transferred from one generation to the another generation. But the acquired trait which cannot be transferred from one generation to the another generation. Like example, intelligence power of a human beings. It cannot be transferred from one generation to another generation. It can be acquired by the birth, right? And you can see the cycling, swimming. We cannot transfer these skills and these traits. These characters are not transferred from one generation to another generation. These are the characters which can be acquired by the environment. So these are the two types of traits. So father of genetics. Let's study about the father of genetics. It is George Mendel's. He proposed an experiment. He carried out an experiment on a garden pea plant for the proven of inheritance pattern on a inheritance pattern of a trait of a living organisms. So around the 1886, he proposed that he carried that experiment on a garden pea plant and gives a certain laws for the study of inheritance pattern. So these are the three laws. The first law is the law of dominance, second law is the law of segregation, and the third one is the principle of independent assortment, which can be called as the law of independent assortment. So these are the terms which are going to study further. You can see the further we are going to study the first term, that is the traits. Yeah, what do you mean by trait? हमें पता नहीं, right? So the appearance of inherited characters, anything which can be appeared, like a height of a person, skin of a person, right? Seed color, seed size. These are the traits, right now. These are the traits of a certain character. So what do you mean by factor? The another term is a factor. Factor is a unit of heredity which is responsible for inheritance and the expression of a particular character in an organism. Yeah. Factor, you can also say that is a genes that is similar to the genes which is responsible for the inheritance character or the expression. The next one is a genes. Genes is a segment of DNA. We all know that the gene is a segment of DNA, and it also has a basic functional unit of heredity. Now, genes in present on a particular chromosomes at a definite locus. Alleles, the next term is allele. Allele, one or two more alternative form of genes are called alleles. Alleles, you can be represent alleles by two terms like genes. Genes, how can we represent a genes? Like a T. So alleles is a alternative form of genes. like a capital T and capital T in a pair form, that is a alleles. Then the dominant trait. What do you mean by dominant trait? The trait, the alleles of trait which are going to expressed in F1 generation, that is a dominant trait. Right now, express, or you can say the suppressing the other gene and expressing itself is known as dominant trait. The trait which are going to express is known as dominant trait. Then what do you mean by recessive traits? Recessive traits are the traits which are suppressed by the alternative alleles, right, which cannot be expressed, or it cannot be appeared in a F1 generation. These traits are known as recessive traits. Then the next term is a genotype. Genotype is a representation of a genetic constitution. So how can you define the representation of a genetic constitution, right? So genotype, you can say how can you represent the genes, like a tall. How can you represent tall? Like a T and T, capital T and capital T. It's a representation of a characters or a traits. Any organisms, any phenotypic expression, the organism those which can be expressed or giving a certain or phenotypic expression, these having a genotype or genetic constitution. Genetic constitution, how can you say the genetic constitution? Genetic material, we all know that the DNA, right? We have a genes, so these are called as genetic constitution. Phenotype, how can you define as a phenotype? Phenotype can be defined as a physical appearance of a organisms resulting from an interaction of its genotype, like skin color, behavior, height, shape, anything of a human beings. You can say the skin color, skin behavior, height of a person, seed shape, seed color in a plants. So any appearance, any physical appearance that can be visualized by the naked eyes, that is called as phenotype. Then the next one is a hybrid. What do you mean by hybrid? Hybrid is a cross between two pure parents having one or more pair of contrasting characters are known as hybrid. Like hybrid is a capital T and a small t. Right? You can say the hybrid now because they have both characters, contrasting characters. It have a tall ka tall b and recessive ka recessive b. The next one is a offspring. Right? So how can I define the offspring? Offspring is an individual produced by the parents after the crossing is called offspring. It carries the genes of both mother and father, that is called as offspring. So now the second topic of this chapter is a transcription, translation and translocation. First topic is clear because it has a heredity. And what is heredity? Changes. Heredity changes, it means what are the different experiment carried out by the scientists in last decades. So now we are going to study that the second topic of this chapter is for transcription. First one is translocation, second, and translocation is a third one. So let's start with the transcription. Transcription. How can you define the transcription? Right. So transcription. Transcript, you all know that is a written form of any script. Right. Transcript. Transcript, you can say the transcription is a process obtaining mRNA from a DNA template in the presence of enzyme DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Right. So break down that definition. First thing क्या है? That is obtaining a mRNA from a DNA template. Yeah, you all know that DNA has a double strand. So the double stranded, it means the 3' to 5' strand is a template strand, or 5' to 3' strands are known as coding strands. Right. So the template strand are going to synthesize a mRNA by the enzyme DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Yeah, how it called as a DNA dependent RNA polymerase? Because the enzyme RNA polymerase is dependent on a DNA. Its function depend on a DNA. That's why it called as a DNA dependent RNA polymerase. We all know that the two strands of DNA, first strand, that the 3' oriented of first strand is a 3' to 5', that is known as a sense strand or a template strand, and the other one, that is a sense strand or a coding strand, which not involved in the RNA synthesis. So transcription is clear, right? The basic concept of transcription is synthesizing of a mRNA from a DNA by using a DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. The another one, that is a translation and translocation. Now we are going to study about the translation. Let's study first the definition of translation. Translation is the process in which the sequence of codon on the mRNA strand is decoded and accordingly amino acids are selected and further joined with each other to form a polypeptide chain. This definition can be taken out. How can you break that? Yeah, break that definition. Sequence of codon on mRNA strand. Sequence of codon, what do you mean by sequence of codon? So, the sequence of codon, it means let's study. What do you mean by sequence of codon? How the protein going to synthesize, right? So first thing, mRNA in a transcription, mRNA are synthesized in a nucleus. It comes in a cytoplasm. So the message from a DNA that carries it transfer into a mRNA, right? Messenger RNA. Message comes in a RNA, so that message contains certain codes for amino acid. That code consists of 3 nucleotides. That is code. The code consists of 3 nucleotides. That code is known as triplet codon. Triplet codon, how? What is triplet codon? Triplet codon is a codes consist of 3 nucleotides. That is a triplet codon. So each mRNA is made up of thousands of triplet codons. Right? So one mRNA are going to synthesize by the transcription. Let's know. Suppose that the one mRNA are going to synthesize by the DNA. Then the one mRNA having a multiple triplet codons. As per the message on a mRNA, amino acid are supplied by the tRNA. Yeah, tRNA means क्या? Transfer mRNA, transfer RNA, right? तो transfer RNA का क्या function रहेगा? It transfer amino acid from one place to another place. So that for this purpose, tRNA has a anticodon, right? tRNA anticodon. What do you mean by? Yeah, mRNA has a codon, tRNA having a anticodon, so that the codon or anticodon are going to bind and the polypeptide chain are formed. For this purpose, anticodon has to be in a complementary sequence form, so that codon of mRNA are going to attach with the anticodon of tRNA. Clear? Right? So first let's quick revise. First क्या होता है कि first thing, DNA are going to convert it into a mRNA. mRNA what form? In a message form, codes form, right? Codon. So that tRNA having a amino acid. So amino acid having a anticodon. Anticodon has a complementary base pairs, so that the codons are going to attach. Then the amino acid brought by the tRNA and bonded together, means amino acid are bonded together by the peptide bonds with the help of rRNA. With the help of rRNA means it's a ribosomal rRNA in a ribosomes. So amino acid are going to synthesize in the cytoplasm, and then amino acid are bonded together by a peptide bond in a ribosomes that help with the rRNA. During this process, ribosomes keeps moving from one end to the another end of a mRNA by the distance of one triplet codon. That process is known as translocation. ट्रांसलोकेशन, लोकेशन मीन्स क्या होता है? लोकेशन, एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस पे जाना, राइट? सो राइबोसोम्स आर मूविंग फ्रॉम वन प्लेस ऑफ mRNA टू द अनदर प्लेस ऑफ mRNA at a distance of one triplet codon, because one triplet codons contain one amino acid. That's why one amino acid are going to attach to the another amino acid, another amino acid are attached to the another. So the chains are going to form. These chains of amino acid comes together to form a complex protein. That complex protein, we know that complex protein for the various functions in our bodies. For the survival, right now, we know that proteins, we need that protein, so that these are the steps, you can say, or the process of translation and translocation. So quickly revise the transcription, translation and the translocation. So transcription means the forming a mRNA from a DNA by using a DNA dependent RNA polymerase. DNA having a certain message that forms a mRNA that transfer into a mRNA. Let's example, I am going to dictate something right now, so you are going to write a script, right? So that same form, DNA are going to transfer a message into a codes form, codons form in a mRNA, so that mRNA are going to transfer a codes or codons into a amino acid, and that amino acid are form a polypeptide chain. How it called polypeptide? Peptide means you all know that it's a one amino acid, one chain of amino acid. So multiple chain of amino acids are come together to forming a polypeptide, and that polypeptide are known as a protein, and that protein are going to utilize by our bodies for the needs of a survival.